Anyway, sorry, I had to show you that because like it's been in my head the whole fucking movie. Okay. Alright.
What's the fucking job?
What's the intro? What's our intro? Table!
It's fucking table! They're house flipping!
It's dogs! It's about dogs! That's our intro! It's dogs, okay?
Okay,
what's the podcast? It's dogs!
But the dogs are aliens? What do you
Sure,
mean?
it's dogs!
But why are they talking? They can't talk normally.
Don't ask about the dogs' jobs!
What's the dog's job?
It's dogs!
But one of them clearly has a job. They're the queen. And then there's the Cheech dog. And look, shut the fuck up. They're dogs. They have
it's dogs! Do you want to get your podcast or not?
Anyway.
Dogs. They're coming. They're coming your way. They'll be here soon.
Hey, they're the dog people, aren't they?
For centuries, man has wondered if there is intelligent life elsewhere in the universe.
Whoa!
What was that?
Sound like a sonic boom.
Now they've come.
You don't see us picking up that poop?
Good boy.
Right now, you understand what I am saying to you?
Yep.
Can I have a cookie?
All right, welcome to the podcast, everybody. I'm Boix. This is my co-host, Ilion. You are listening to Rough Cuts, the podcast where we watch dogs with movies in them somehow, some way, somewhere. And then we rate the dogs at the end. And unlike other social media, we don't change the names of the dogs to make better clicks.
Oh my god.
Which is an old story, but still very funny. Our ratings are untainted.
We have untainted ratings here. His ratings are so filthy. Why are they filthy?
These tables. No, but we do change the names of the humans because it's funny. Anyway, welcome to the podcast. Today we're watching Good Boy, a 2003 VHS. It might have had DVD. I have a VHS copy of this.
It's gotta have a DVD release. This got a theatrical release, right? Like, it had to have.
With 10,000 reviews, it definitely got a theatrical release.
Like, it definitely did.
And Ebert also reviewed it.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
Like, Ebert reviewed it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it should have.
No, it feels like a made-for-TV movie with too big of a budget. Anyways,
yeah.
So I have the box. Rover is about to take over. And on the front of the box from Access Hollywood. So Access Hollywood also talked about this. Probably on their show, would be my guess.
Probably.
One of the year's best family films. So I was curious about that.
I was gonna say...
That feels like a stretch to say.
No.
But it's 2003.
So, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, that feels wrong, but also... Family films 2003. I'm like, that might be accurate.
So I got a list. I got a list. Finding Nemo.
We can objectively look at this.
Yeah, Finding Nemo is like number 1.
I mean, with a bullet, yes. At that point,
Elf. And then
Elf is not good.
And
it's better than this.
And then Holes. So those are like
I haven't seen Holes, but I've heard Holes.
Those are probably the top 3. And then it goes way the fuck downhill.
Yeah.
Air Bud 5, Lilo and Stitch 2.
Air Bud 5 is volleyball, right?
Yep, that's the volleyball. That's
Air Bud
one.
Spikes Back.
Yep.
Yeah, that one especially is real rough.
George of the Jungle 2.
Ooh.
Kangaroo Jack, the live action Cat in the Hat, Daddy Daycare.
When you said George in the Jungle, I'm like, well, George in the Jungle, but then when you add 2, when you say 2, then I'm like, okay, like. As much as Elf is, everybody loves Elf for some reason.
I don't know why anybody likes Elf, to be honest.
I was gonna say, but I'm like, George of the Jungle might be better than Elf. Yeah. But like, that's not a high bar.
But 2?
But 2? Oh, the minute you have 2 at the end of that.
The Land Before Time 10.
Fuck. God damn it. I know you're not joking is the worst thing, because I actually had a nephew who was really into Land Before Time. So I know that that's not a joke. I know that that's the accurate thing.
And of course, the actual best family film of 2003, Quigley.
Gary Busey, Curtis Armstrong, Christopher Atkins, and Oz Perkins.
His name is Quigley, and he's my very best friend.
That's quite a dog you've got there. Thank you.
Quigley.
No other film has their main character on all fours on a leash.
As the number one, as
walking
the
around
number one
as
Quigley
fetish
podcast
content, you know, and Gary Busey did make that entire heaven set by himself. That was going around on social media.
Well, he got into a fist fight with it.
He got in a fist fight about it. It was going around again. I'm like, and people were asking us, "Yo, did you do Quigley?" And we're like, "That was our second movie. It's been 6 years since we did Quigley. What are you talking about?"
Oh man,
we gotta get the director onto Blue Sky so he can follow us again.
Okay, I had to check this. Brendan Fraser didn't even do George of the Jungle 2, huh?
I don't think so. No,
that's
I think that was partly when he started leaving Hollywood. So,
oh my god, wait, no, what?
I think
okay. Oh no, okay. For a second there, like they said Thomas Hayden Church was in it, and I'm like, in George of the Jungle 2, I'm like, is he George? Because that's like the wildest casting for George of the Jungle 2 that I could think of, but he's not. It's someone that I've never heard of. Okay.
It should have been Gary.
I'm like,
Busey.
I almost want to see it if it's Thomas Hayden Church as George of the Jungle, because that would be kind of amazing.
George in that movie is
Chris Showerman.
Yeah, Chris Showerman, who's in anyway.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay, so back of the box.
Oh, he's in Starship Troopers. Makes perfect sense. There you go.
Oh, that's the Tammy and the T-Rex connection.
Yeah. George in the Jungle 2, next up on Ref. Oh God, please.
From Gene Wolfe's Hollywood. I don't know what that is. Is that a blog? You'll sit, you'll stay, you'll beg for more. This is a porn site they got this pulled from, right?
This is Sabrina Carpenter's new cover.
A big treat for the whole family, says UPN. Get your paws on this irresistible Philadelphia Inquirer. The only thing in quote is irresistible, by the way.
Yeah,
they didn't do the whole quote. Family Adventures starring Molly Shannon, Liam Aiken, who's the kid, and Kevin Nealon. So Molly Shannon has been in a bunch of our movies, but is also a Mad TV alumni. Kevin Nealon is SNL. So they're just getting those actors.
I think both of them are okay, but they're also those actors that are in a ton of absolute fucking trash.
And these are just phone-in parts for this movie anyway. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
It doesn't matter.
But so featuring a hilarious four-legged cast with voices by Matthew Broderick, Delta Burke, Donald Faison, Cheech Marin, Brittany Murphy, Vanessa Redgrave, and Carl Rayner, who plays an old dog who farts a lot.
There's amazing actors in this, and none of them are the characters that we care about.
No.
Liam Aiken's okay, actually. I
the
thought
kid's fine.
He's good as a kid.
He's fine, yeah.
He's also in like the Lemony Snicket series right after this. And
yeah, he's a
good child actor.
As a child actor, he's fine, but he's a little too like open mouth, shock face boy, and that's it.
Yeah, a little bit. I would say that that's kind of more what this movie is, though, than his own fault.
Yeah. This heartwarming tale is a, quote, furry romp that both kids and parents can laugh at together, the Seattle Times. Owen's new dog, Hubble, Broderick, can not only sit, stay, and roll over, he can also speak, literally, the thing that we love in movies. Turns out Hubble is really an interplanetary agent from the dog star Sirius, sent to sniff out rumors that Earth's pooches have failed to become man's masters. Now Owen and Hubble must train a rough crew of local mutts to convince Hubble's leader, the Greater Dane, Redgrave, that Earth dogs rule. A tasty special treat also included the Crafty Canines featurette.
Now what's a dog?
One of the things that I think is really funny about that is that they mention Vanessa Redgrave like 3 times in that.
She's in the movie for like a minute.
At most. At most. it's like, well, we've got like huge actress Vanessa Redgrave, who's just been in all these movies. She's fantastic, really old Hollywood class. She's very tiny.
I don't think she even showed up to like a recording studio. She's just like, can I do it at home?
Yeah, that's a very do it at home kind of feel to that. There's a few of them. Carl Rayner also, it's like, oof, boy, you're real slumming it, man.
I mean, if you're going to get somebody like that, you should make him make all the fart jokes, right? For the kids. There were a couple moments in this movie where like, oh, that's really cute. I love that the dogs are doing the cute thing.
Yeah.
Aww. Immediate fart joke.
In and out.
Dog yoga?
Okay, it is really cute to see all the sleepy dogs.
Whoop, pardon me.
Is it still cute?
Fuck this movie.
Is it still cute?
Fuck this movie.
You still having a good time?
This one's out of the park.
Oh my god, my asshole!
The fucking tables! No, okay.
She never showed you that just before this?
It's gonna be the whole podcast. There was a review from an actual critic on Rotten Tomatoes that I was reading through, which was like, hey, the fart jokes aren't as bad as a Rob Schneider film. That's something.
The critic, well known as
somebody who's
the
only
Schneider
seen Rob
blog,
Schneider movies.
because he's only seen Rob Schneider films. This is person who's only ever seen a Rob Schneider film. This film's kind of like a Rob Schneider film.
I mean, it's better.
They're not wrong. Like, they're not wrong that they are better, but also...
That's not a high
what?
bar, right? Like...
Why is that your... What's the measure here? Like...
Another one that was a positive review was just, you could do worse. Which...
That's kind of how I feel about a lot of this.
Glowing review.
This movie is... It's not like... Even the fart jokes, it's not like some of the movies that we've seen, like The Animal, again, to bring it to the Rob Schneider stuff, or a lot of other ones like Shelby or something with Chevy Chase, where the fart jokes and things like that get outright fucking nasty, where you're just like, oh god, what are they doing with this? Or like Robo-Dog, where they suck the man's face into the dog's anus, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing like that.
But that also makes it boring.
Yes,
right?
it has no energy. Like, there's just nothing going on in this movie. It got to the point where the reason why we're referencing the tables sketch is because the whole movie I kept on going, what are the parents' jobs? What are they doing? What's the point of this?
It's just a generic job that the writers of this made up for this.
But what is the generic job?
Just tables and dealing with Eddie Munster.
I don't think she should have yelled at Eddie.
She actually didn't yell at Eddie Munster. I've seen this a ton of times.
What does she do?
Tables!
But how is tables a job?
I can't know how to hear any more about tables.
Because they have this whole subplot where they're constantly like, well, we're gonna be moving soon because we're fixing up the house and then we gotta sell it, we gotta flip it, kind of thing. Like, it's acting like they've gotta flip it. But then they also talk about them having money problems, which, if you're flipping houses, you ain't doing that. And also, who lives in the houses that they flip? And it just...
And the other question is like, where'd they get the money? What's their job? Like...
It's really weird energy. And you keep on thinking, well, obviously, especially when they're talking about, like, money problems and stuff, that generally leads into, oh, here's, like, kind of the family plot and the dog plot, and then they merge together somehow. And sometimes, and I would even say a lot of the time in these movies, they don't merge together, and it's terrible, and they fuck it up. This one, they were like, we can avoid the problem of them merging together. And it's like, oh, how? We won't have a plot.
We just won't explain anything.
Like,
yeah.
No, that's not a solution. That's not...
Look, we have to sell the house. We're done painting it, and that means we're moving to a new house we're going to fix up and sell. So you're flippers? No.
So we were having money problems? How are you buying a new house? Let's move.
Yeah, let's move.
What? No, but
But Mom,
but
this is the 5th one we've done that to in a row. Oh, that's okay. We're just gonna go to another house.
It's okay. We'll just leave tomorrow, son. Like, there's also no clock on when they're leaving.
Not until the end, where they're like, "Oh, we have one day." Suddenly,
Yeah, like they do it at the 10 minutes before the end of the film. They go, "Oh, well, we're leaving tomorrow," and you're like, "Oh." There was never a time crunch on this, so you don't feel any pressure in any way throughout this movie.
There's the other time crunch, too, that should be happening, which is, since the dogs are aliens, the Greater Dane mentioned on the back of the box needs to show up at some point to judge them being worthy of being a space dog from the race of space dogs.
Yes.
Fucking stupid. But there's a time limit of like, oh, we have to get ready for her appearance so that we can trick her into thinking that humans are slaves to dogs.
Yeah, unfortunately they made the Great Dane a real spacist.
Yeah. No, that's just
I tried to get that when you were sipping your boy water, but I didn't
that's right,
quite.
That's right. I got my boy water. It's got the skull on the front. It says things about exploding your thirst with bubbles of violence. Like I got my boy water.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited.
All right.
Yeah, so I don't know. This movie also was supposedly based on a short story called Dogs from Outer Space, is what it said at the beginning in the little title card.
I actually missed that.
But I can't find existence of that actually being a thing. So I think they lied about it being part of a short story. Because I just can't find proof. It's not on Wikipedia. It's not on Internet Movie Database. There's no books for sale called Dogs from Outer Space. There's no short stories. There's no children's books. There's no Scholastic that I can find. Nothing. So I'm like, what the fuck is this Dogs from Outer Space that it's based on?
It's like the writer like scrawled it into their journal when they were a kid. Like
Maybe?
from their diary, and they're like, self-published.
It's the type of thing like when you're trying to sell a script to a big studio like MGM for a kids movie, and you're like, look, it's based on a short story that kids bought, so they'll love it.
That feels like a thing they would check.
Would they?
But I
mean, we already signed Molly Shannon up for 12 movies. We don't need to tell her.
This has big energy of all of these people signed up for like 3 or 4 movie deals to get like a movie that they wanted, and then they're like, okay, well that means that you have to do Good Boy. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do that one too. Everybody, I'd say that like everybody phones their lines in. Nobody's like particularly terrible, but there's no one that's elevating things. And I think that leads us into Jesus Christ, Matthew Broderick.
They got the most charismatic guy to be the main dog.
Jesus Christ, Matthew Broderick.
Oh man, he is not good at showing emotion by vocal art.
I used to like Matthew Broderick at one point. Like when I was a little kid, I think it's because I liked a movie called Lady Hawk, which is very, very, very early on in his career. But I think that the key is, in that movie, he's a smug shit. He's just an asshole, and everyone hates him. And honestly, when you look at Ferris Bueller, that's what it is too. He's just a smug asshole who's like, he doesn't show any genuine emotion, it's all sarcasm. And in this, they're trying to make him like the emotional core of the movie, and he talks throughout the movie like this.
What?
I know I haven't been the most affectionate dog.
It's okay. You're different, Hub. I like that about you.
They're going to capture me. You need to save me, small
Like
child.
there's a scene where the dog's gonna get shaved by some bullies. This sounds weird, but it's boring. It's boring.
It's weird.
It's
it is
boring,
weird,
though.
but it's more boring.
So then the boy shows up and he's like, "I'm here to save you, dog." And the dog, Matthew Broderick's just like, "Oh no, help me."
It's exactly that intonation. God.
Help.
Help.
I'm emoting. This is me.
I'm Matthew Broderick.
Star of Stage and Screen.
Alright, in this scene you're about to be shaved, and you see your human outside the window here to save you. Very, very excited, but also in danger. Help.
Oh, that's my human.
Help, my human. In danger.
Let's try that one more time.
This is the best. We've been here for 5 hours. This is the best one. So, I don't know what they were
And that's
thinking.
when we looked at our phones.
I'm still looking at my phone.
I know, I can see it. You are on camera now. Stop it.
I can't find this short story. It's annoying me.
I get it.
It's annoying
I
me.
knew exactly that you're looking up research stuff.
I still can't
That's what
get
we
it.
were doing throughout the whole movie. Is I was just like looking at like what the director had done for other things and stuff like that. And as you'll be surprised to know,
This was his first movie that he
nothing.
directed. I do know that.
It's also the last movie that he directed.
Oh, he didn't do any more.
I don't think he did anything else.
Okay.
It was like, I think there might have been one or two others, but like there's nothing else. He's a
'Cause-
producer now
Okay.
on Only Murderers in the Building, the TV series by
Okay.
Martin Short.
Because I remember reading like it is directorial debut. Good boy, this
Yeah, his
director did such
directorial debut
a
and
great
exit.
job of showing film on a screen. And it's like, okay.
Everything in this movie feels... I think that the biggest problem with it is that there's nothing that I'm like, oh my god, like, did you see that camera work? That was so bad. It's not. It's fine. It's like, oh, did you see, like, the plot is...
He did
pretty
fine
much
from a
non-existent.
director's point. There's just nothing to it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't critique anything as being terrible.
The shots are
because-
fine. The direction's pretty bad, I would say, but
Sure. But there's nothing much in it. Like, it's just everybody... It feels like it's phoned in from
Yeah.
the start to the end. Like, everybody entirely phones it in. The one saving grace a little bit is that they have so many cute dog shots of all of them doing cute dog things. But like you said, they fuck it up so bad by having every single one of those underscored by Carl Reiner going, oops, you ripped my asshole open. It's like, what?
I do know Carl
God.
Reiner says that a lot. That's true. He just said that. They recorded him saying it, and then they're like, oh shit, we have to give him a part in the movie.
That was his catchphrase on the Dick Van Dyke Show,
the
right?
catchphrase. Yeah, no, I remember that. And it's coming out of my ass, bullets out of my ass. They were gonna hire him for the Borderlands movie to be Claptrap.
Unfortunately, he passed just before.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He left us in 2020.
This does have some historical relevance to us as a podcast, in that this is one of the early versions of the technology to add moving mouths to dogs. This is pre-Air Buddies. Because Airbud 5 had come out. Airbud 5 had come out when this was released.
Yeah, I never thought about that. I guess that it is a really early example of that CG dog mouth.
The mouth replacement technology. And you know what? I am fucking mad at them for creating that or using that because it made it popular. Those fuckers.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Do you think it's this movie that popularized it, though?
I think
Do you think that this is the one?
Well, I think it's more the studio. The studio that did the special
Yeah.
effects is like...
Whoever made it, yes, okay.
The studio made the special effects is like, look, we can do this. Airbud, give us your money.
They created a technology without thinking about what the ramifications of that technology was.
Yeah, they did it before asking if they should.
This is like the Dog Manhattan Project.
It's like the Dog Terminator. Well, that, I mean, we've already watched that movie, to be fair. That was Rottweiler or Axel, but still.
Or Man's Best Friend.
Yeah, or Man. You know, there's a lot of movies about dog Terminators, now that I think about it.
Think about it.
But yeah, so this is one of the early versions of that. So from a film standpoint and a historical standpoint of this goddamn podcast, at the same time that Quigley came out, we have Good Boy pioneering some sort of alternate species of dog film. That we can declare this as a separate species of dog movie.
God, okay, I gotta get into that. Okay, so we're gonna brush over the plot very quickly because there is so little that happens. It's boy. So Liam Aiken, i.e. Dale Gribble Jr.
He's basically Dale Gribble.
He's not basically. So this kid, throughout the whole movie, wears an orange hat with a green logo, like an orange trucker hat with a green logo, and a red like
an exterminator
jumpsuit, jumpsuit with a name tag on it. Through the whole fucking film, it is unbelievably distracting.
The only thing he doesn't have is the aviators and the 17 packs of smokes.
I really was waiting for the after credit scene for him to be past both of those things and just feel. I mean, he even has the conspiracy
theorists down. Like, we were thinking this could be a Dale Gribble prequel, like a prequel.
It would have been so fucking funny as that. Honestly,
they should have just tied it in. They could have got the rights.
They could have. They had to know what they were doing too, because this movie feels like it's from '93. Rather than 2003, because like it's on VHS.
Yeah, it feels like a 90s movie. It does.
So much of that stuff feels like that. But it's not. It's 2003, which means it's like halfway plus through the run of King of the Hill. So they had to know that they gribbled this kid up, right?
You can't just
they made him the Gribbler.
You can't just Gribbler a kid.
They did, though. They crimed this poor child.
Give it! Pocket sand.
Anyway.
Condemned him to a life of gribbling. But,
look,
okay.
Well, we never figured out what the parents' jobs were. They could have been exterminators. You don't know.
They could. They were fixing up the house. Fixing up the house could be because of extermination.
Because it had an infestation.
The termite problem? Gotta fix it up afterwards.
Yeah, makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. A lot of nonsense.
He's a dog walker, I guess. He's going around the neighborhood, picking up all the dogs. Neighborhood bullies kind of make fun of him. That never really goes anywhere other than he's a loser kid. Which we'd have known right away anyway.
We already figured that out as the audience, to be fair. They didn't need that.
Almost immediately. Liam Aiken's a great actor. He sells it instantly that he's a loser.
Just like Broderick sells that he doesn't have any emotion.
He's just an emotionless alien, yeah. He's not like normal dogs.
Fuck.
I mean, so the funny thing is that at first, that is the direction.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's out walking the dogs, and then he sees a weird dog that's this like Yorkshire Terrier.
Something, yeah.
And the weird dog makes all of his dogs go wild and then gets put into the pound. So then he goes with his parents and picks up that dog, and it's Matthew Broderick. And the dog is weird.
On all fours with a collar, yeah.
Yeah, in a cage, yeah.
It's because Quigley came out and they were like, oh, that's a great idea.
Fantastic. Let's make sure. Matthew Broderick, can I do heaven? No, put your hand down, Matthew.
Wait, you're gonna
get in the cage. Get in the cage, Matthew.
You're gonna replace it with the CG dog on after we're done, right? You're gonna edit it. Oh yeah, we just need you in the scene so that the actor knows where to look.
Yeah, we'll put some bulbs on you. Don't worry about it.
We don't have money for editing.
No, we're not gonna do that, right? No, fuck no.
Anyway.
What breed is Matthew Broderick, by the way?
A black hole of charisma.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough.
The noise that the dog makes to alert the other dogs is the Xena yell, by the way.
Yes.
What? For some reason.
God. It does like a warble.
Yeah. I don't know why they chose the Xena yell.
Why?
Anyway.
What's the like? It doesn't even make any sense for the rest of whatever.
So Matthew Broderick on all fours in a collar gets caught by our villain of the film, the dog catcher, a classic villain from a classic dog movie, who will be showing up.
Who gets
introduced early in the film, and says that he loves catching and killing dogs.
Yep, and talks about how he's going to kill Matthew Broderick when they have him in the.
Yeah, he's going to put him to sleep because he loves killing dogs.
Yeah.
What, is he stray? I know, tags around his neck.
Just that funny little rock. Checked out all right health-wise, though.
Just a funny rock.
Yeah, I'd be worried, too. I think his days are numbered.
I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Attitude. Not making him very popular around here.
Attitude? You wouldn't put him to sleep, though, right?
Well, I do like killing dogs.
Killing dogs.
I mean, I love doing it, you know?
Eating a sandwich, killing dogs. Great job.
It's my favorite thing. Anyway, he never shows up again.
Yeah, his last scene is the sandwich. That's it.
Do they know they're making a movie? Did they figure that out?
It doesn't feel like it.
Like, why'd they introduce a villain and then not use it? What'd they do?
Why did they give the parents a job and then not do anything with that? Like, they constantly have scenes of the parents talking about flipping the house, but like in very non-specific terms, and then just moving on.
Yeah.
But they've adopt this dog because they're like, oh, you've been such a good kid, you get this dog before we move. Like, it's so weird because they're talking about how they're gonna move like any minute. They just need the house to sell.
Wouldn't you get a dog
getting him a
after
dog?
you move? It's a pain in the ass to move an animal.
Why would you move the animal in the middle of like, why would you get it in the middle of a move? It's the worst fucking idea. So they get this dog.
Oh, well, technically it's because the kid said, I did all the chores and you said I could get whatever I want and I'm a little shit and I'm Dale Gribble. And if you don't, I'm going to burn your house down.
If you don't, I'm going to start smoking some cigs.
Yeah, I'm going to smoke some cigarettes right in front of you, Mom, and I'll start...
Get an aviator. I'm going to start any minute.
So to hold off the Dale.
They're trying to hold back the gribbling. Okay, that makes sense.
That makes more sense.
They couldn't get rid of his hat or his jumpsuit, but...
Yeah.
Quit screwing around with my mower.
You've got to be kidding.
I don't kid about my mower. Now get inside and start massaging my wife.
Is it like a gribble disease? Like, as you get more gribble? I was shooting... Goddamn, I was bullying these poor kids this whole movie. One of the other kids looks like he's straight out of White Men Can't Jump.
Oh, yeah, no, I was like...
bully.
Can the real Slim Shady please stand up? they have two bullies that are in, like... basketball jerseys,
Jinkos, like
Jinkos,
the Guy Fieri
headbands,
fire, like fucking dragon shirts and stuff. Like, come on,
they have like headbands and like necklaces. They're ridiculous.
Frosted tips.
So God, oh man. So we had to make our fun somewhere, but. He's walking the dogs, he gets this other dog, and then it's just, oh, well, we need to train them for when the Greater Dane comes down. And then that's the movie for 50 minutes?
Yeah, because there's a revelation that all dogs are aliens, and they came to Earth to take over and enslave humanity. Not unlike hit anime and manga series Don Da Don, on sale now. Please sponsor us, Don Da Don.
That's Crunchyroll in on that.
That's a highly specific sales pitch, but I'm shooting my shot.
I don't know if we can make the dick jokes at the level that Don Da Don demands.
Maybe. But so anyway, that's the joke. So that the dog comes to Earth in a spaceship.
It's the joke and the whole plot.
That he crashes and he tries to, because he realizes humanity's dogs are all pets and they're spoiled and they're cute and adorable instead of being I don't know, like
emotionless takeover
like
Hitler dogs.
I guess he wants them to be Hitler dogs or some sort of autocratic dogs that treat humans like slave labor.
Yes,
or something.
But then he learns love. It's that
he learns not to be Hitler dog. I guess.
But even when he's supposedly emotionless and stuff, it's not like he does any like take over the world shit.
No,
like he doesn't do any. There's nothing interesting from his perspective that he's doing either. He just comes down and he goes, all right, I'm gonna do the quiz to make sure all the dogs are good. They failed the quiz. Okay,
guess we're gonna have to take them all back home and punish them, which implies torture,
I guess.
Dog torture? Anyway.
Sure.
Whatever. So, I don't know.
But then he learns to chase a ball and ends up being a good dog.
He's a good boy, yeah.
Oh my god, the title!
But
so he becomes a good boy,
in
and
between,
that's it.
In between, though, he tries to call home like E.T. because remember that?
He has a space speaking spell.
He has a space speaking spell that allows him to talk to space. And because our boy, Dale Gribble, shows up with his conspiracy theories that all dogs are aliens, and he's proven right, at the wrong time, the speaking spell causes him to both speak and spell dog language.
Okay,
But then it gets all fucked up. And Dale is apparently inventor boy.
I hate this subplot.
For some reason?
Because there's no setup for it either. They do so much stuff of him just wandering around the neighborhood, interacting with, like, walking the dogs, talking to the neighbor kids, and none of it's all just fluff. And they could have easily put in stuff about him having, like, a Rube Goldberg machine
Or, like, he invents a
a
machine that can
treehouse.
suddenly, like, understand the dog, right? Something?
They could do anything with it to show that he has some kind of aptitude for that. And instead they don't. They just pull it out of their ass at the end of the movie where he fixes... Spoiler! By the end of the movie, all the dogs go away because they failed their training. And then he contacts them again, space speak and spell, by fixing it and going, but I really like my doggy.
Look,
And they go,
I know I
"Okay."
said all dogs are dumb as hell, and I was very racist against dogs that one time, but I think you're actually good, and I'll stop being racist against dogs. I swear, I love you.
How could dogs run an entire planet all on their own? I mean, no offense.
Yeah, everyone knows how
You
stupid
guys
they
don't have
are.
that much intelligence.
Oh, really?
What? Okay, I thought I was joking.
Hey.
And then it gets the wildest ending for me in a way.
Yeah.
In that it's not... The Greater Dane hears this, and all the space dogs hear this, and their reaction is not, wait, we shouldn't be authoritarian.
It's
Humans
not
obviously
that.
love us. Humans obviously love us. We're man's best friend. Oh, we've learned how to love, all this kind of, children's movie touchy-feely bullshit. No, it doesn't go there. The answer is, well, the dogs can come back because we have banished them from our society as failure dogs, and we have revoked their status as sentient beings.
They're no longer part of our race, is what they say.
Yes. Like, they make them, like, subhuman.
The Greater Dane declared Earth dogs an entirely different breed.
That seems... That's,
Really missed you.
I know.
Dude, that's kind of fucked, right?
Yeah?
And they even go so far as to, at the end, they have an extra punishment for them. Which is that they, like, rip the vocals out of Matthew Broderick and all the other dogs and remove their sentience to destroy them forever and make them into animals.
Which is good.
And de-uplift them.
No, this is good.
Hooray!
They cured racism. They did it. Don't worry, they're still authoritarian on their home planet. And there's
still a dog empire destroying
There's still an empire
galaxies
destroying
out there.
galaxies, taking over worlds. It's just this one can be left alone as a zoo.
But now they have removed the weakness from their society. They can more efficiently churn the gears of their fascism across the galaxy, destroying the rest of the planets. And now the weak and useless dogs are gone from their society, and they've removed that and destroyed lobotomized them so as to never be a threat in the future.
Which will be solved once humanity starts their dog American Idol shows, and they create
uplifting program.
And they create treats that can only be given to high society dogs of a certain rank and file and class, where the other dogs have to stay
Subservient losers. Yeah.
Thus recreating the homeworld that they had. Fuck.
The end of the Pupstar universe is in fact more fascism, unfortunately. It's 2025. I'm really sorry, boys. There's a spoiler for kind of the way it's all going there. I'm sorry. The end point of all of it.
Do you think they knew what they were doing with that ending? Because they're implying very bad things with this society.
They're implying very bad things about all societies involved in this. Everything is... The end of this is an incredible downer. It's such a terrible ending.
Yeah.
Like, you can be with your human, lobotomize yourself.
If you really want to. And don't forget you're also getting castrated.
Yeah. Remember to spay and neuter your pets.
Like, okay. Do you think the Greater Dane brought that idea to us? It was like
I gotta make sure that they're not able to uplift themselves in the future and challenge our intergalactic authority. But let's castrate them and make them so they can't breathe.
But it feels like that's what they said.
Yes,
like
it does.
One of them has like a robotic Bob Barker in our society.
Bob Barker is a plant. There's a little chihuahua. There's a little like Chinese crested dog piloting Bob Barker. You know that's where. Okay, this makes sense. This is making sense. Hold up. Okay, so there's the Chinese crested dog.
Yeah. Okay.
That is the Great Dane, the Greater Dane's assistant.
The Cheech dog.
So
Yeah.
Cheech Marin is Bob Barker. He's controlling him by remote control the whole time. It makes perfect sense. Cheech Marin is a plant to destroy all of dog society on Earth and keep them from ever becoming a threat again in the future to their intergalactic dominion, boys.
This is what happens when you dress a child up like Dale Gribble for a whole movie.
Everything's just conspiracies.
Other things they brought up that mean nothing that they never used again. Why can the dog, by the way, Matthew Broderick on all fours, is called Hubble. We never mentioned that because he's from space, and for some reason our boys he's called Hubble.
It's pure coincidence.
Just coincidence. He called him that before he knew he was an alien dog.
Yeah, and it's not like he's looking at the stars or sees a telescope or the kid doesn't have like telescopes or astronomy stuff at all. There's nothing to suggest it. It's just bullshit.
Why can Hubble fly? And why is that never important? Ever.
You know I can't answer that. Like, I'm sitting here, you're looking at me like I can answer that. I can't answer
You're
that.
just like when that kid asked the dog questions about dogs, and the dog just subverts all of those questions and never answers a single fucking one. You have an audience of children. This is a children's movie. You have an audience of the most imaginative human beings alive.
Mm-hmm.
And you refuse to stoke their imagination.
Yeah, you refuse to do anything to help with that. Like,
you have a captive audience of 6-year-olds watching Good Boy.
They ask all these questions of like, so why do dogs like circle their beds before they go to sleep? Why do dogs do this? Why do dogs do that?
It's like the question a kid would have about an animal.
And he doesn't answer any of it, except for once, where he does it to be a fucking prick to his kid.
He lies to the kid as a joke.
To bully him and tell him that he's an idiot for believing him.
Yeah? Like, why would you do that? If you're making a film for kids and you already have an imaginative dogs or aliens, you have a story that is supposed to stoke that imagination of, wow, okay, we can really go somewhere with this. You know, it's just E.T., don't get me wrong, but we can go somewhere and do something with this. And your immediate thought is, I don't fucking know. It's like a parent that's already been incessantly asked questions by their kid, and they just want them to shut up.
Like, it's worse than that, because it's one thing if they leave them open-ended and kind of, like, flourish out some kind of...
there's no wonder.
...thought for kids, but there's no wonder involved in it, and in fact, like we said, the one thing they do is he answers him but only to be sarcastic and bully him. So it's shutting down the wonder, right? Like, the only answer they ever have is to shut it down and be like, well, stop asking stupid fucking questions.
Your movie is
child.
already whimsical. Why are you so
It's
anti-whimsy?
It's not, though. It's not, though.
Like,
that's the thing. It should be, but it's not.
It's not a good idea for this movie, but it's also it's something, right? I mean,
you said it's E.T., but it's E.T., but at the end of it, when the ship shows up and he has to leave, he puts his finger up and it lights up, and then he puts it to his own brain, and you watch as he shoves it through and pushes that, burns a portion of his frontal lobe out, and then just goes back to the child and goes, E.T. fine now.
Yeah, it's like that.
Can stay.
Yeah, but if it was a Rob Schneider movie, his finger would light up and then it would go up into a butthole.
Yeah, that's true. True. Yeah.
So it's better than a Rob Schneider.
Better than Rob Schneider.
Better than Rob Schneider movie. You know. Sorry, what movies have you seen? Oh, The Animal. I saw Deuce Bigelow. I saw. God damn it! Those are the only movies.
Deuce Bigelow 2.
These are the only movies you watch. God, that could be a.
Damn, you live like this.
That could be an I think you should leave skit.
That is, yes. Yeah.
To the guy that has only seen fucking Rob Schneider movies.
I'm gonna need you to have to watch Friendship, by the way, because they might do something like that in Friendship. They might do something like that. You might.
Where are you going? The dogs! The dogs! The dogs! What dogs?
Anyway, okay, another thing I didn't do. The friend, the girl who's the friend of our main character, Dale Gribble, sees our alien dog Fly, and they make a big deal about exposing that he's an alien to her. And then the movie immediately forgets that it happened. And the character never says anything, and nothing ever comes of it.
None of the parents really realize it hardly ever. Like, they kind of know it at the end, but also don't care. Like, it has zero impact.
Another thing. Molly Shannon is orgasmically induced into coming by the smell of fresh chocolate chip cookies.
Who isn't, boys?
She puts her
I
head
don't know what
in
the
the
problem
still
is.
open oven that is still warm.
Yeah?
To sniff the cookies at fucking...
That's when they're freshest. If you're going to... Listen, if you want the best cookie orgasms, you gotta get it fresh. What's the problem here?
Why is the bully's best idea to bully a dog to abduct it in a bag and take it to a fucking barber shop?
And then just groom it?
They take it to a barber shop to shave the dog. Why is that their idea?
You know, sometimes you just gotta shave the cream dog.
Is it because they have terrible haircuts? They're like, hey, let's do this to the dog too. We're gonna frost that dog's tip.
Frosted tips. Oh god, yeah, that would be pretty bad. To be fair,
why did the dogs get gassed into being incredibly fucking high and drunk?
Yeah, the dog gassing scene was a little.
They
weird.
gave the dogs laughing gas. They're high as fuck. You hear that?
They are. I'm just.
They fucking hotboxed them.
Yo, give me a hit of this.
Oh my god, they're high as shit.
Yeah, they were hotboxing the dogs.
They hotboxed the dogs.
But they made it also like. That was terrifying because it very much seemed like they were going to like kill the dog.
It looked like, so they dropped a canister of laughing gas with a lighter next to it.
Yes.
So it specifically looked like they were going to fill up the garage full of gas and then light it. And just blow up the whole fucking thing. But instead they get outside and they're just really high.
But also they kind of do a thing too, like where he sees them in the hotboxed garage, like the boy does, the Gribbler.
The Gribbler,
and the dogs are like pawing at the glass like, oh my god, let us out.
And Matthew Broderick's like, oh my god, it's bad in here.
So it's like they're dying and choking to death, and you're like, that's horrific. But then they let them out and they just go, whoa, man, so fucked up. And Matthew Broderick goes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really high. They gave me their finest drug.
I feel the cosmos.
Like Katamari. God damn it. Man. This is a PG movie. Why do you need a drug dose? Well, I guess Cheech is in the film.
Cheech is in the film. But they don't do it to
Cheech isn't drugged.
They don't do it to Cheech. They don't understand anything about any of the actors.
You have Cheech and you don't make Cheech do the weed joke? Really?
Like,
that must have been for the adults in the audience that are forced to watch this with their like 7-year-old or whatever, right? Like, why else is that in the movie?
Like, I can improve this movie drastically with one change of casting.
Mm-hmm.
Just switching 2 places.
Cheech and Matthew?
Right? You make Cheech Marin the dog that
Cheech is the main dog, is the good dog, yeah.
Cheech is the main dog, and then Matthew Broderick is like this lifeless assistant to the fascist dictator. Bam! Yeah. That makes perfect sense. That actually works.
Yeah.
I fucking hate this. Let's rate the dog. Let's rate all these cute doggies.
Well, okay. It's gonna be tough to rate the dogs. They're technically all dogs from a fascist regime. Right?
Yeah.
So that really muddies...
All these dogs used to be a Nazi.
That really muddies the water that every dog on Earth used to be a Nazi. Right?
I mean, yeah.
And they were here explicitly to enslave humanity, but they found out that, like, throwing a ball is cool, and they like treats. Yep. So they're like, kind of hiding out in, like, Brazil or something, is the...
Yes, these are the dogs from Brazil, correct.
I feel like
it's okay, Boix. They lobotomize themselves to get rid of that. It's fine. I don't see the problem.
I think on the principle of it, I have to rate every single dog in this movie a 1.
Okay, but what about Liam Aiken?
No.
What about the Gribbler?
The Gribbler's not a dog. He's a Dale Gribble. We already... Dale's not a dog, which means the boy's not a dog.
What breed would Dale Gribble be?
Conspiracy theorists. That's a class, technically. In the King of the Hill MMO RPG that's coming out this fall. They put Hank in Fortnite with his flat ass and everything.
Did they? I actually believe you.
It's Hank. They put Hank Hill and Bob from Bob's Burgers in Fortnite for Father's Day. Welcome. It's Father's Day.
I mean, okay, Hank's a good choice for a Father's Day.
He's going to use his AK-47 to shoot Goku.
I kind of love Fortnite. It's kind of... I think that's actually amazing.
I feel like I have to give the fascist dogs, regardless of if they came to Earth and decided they didn't want to be fascist anymore, the lowest grade possible. I can't rate them higher.
It's kind of tough. It's not.
They put us in an awkward situation. Is the
I don't know. I feel like that they've... Listen, I'm just going to put it out there. Any Nazis that might be listening to the podcast, listen, I am totally willing and ready to forgive you and call you a good boy. Just need to lobotomize yourself.
We'll make the Molotovs. It'll be easier that way.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. I'm good with that too.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Rough Cuts this week.
I guess. You can
follow us on Blue Sky, Rough Cuts Cast.
Fuck.
Blue Sky. You can email us, roughcutscast@gmail.com.
Look, I will Molotov a Nazi. That's all I'm saying. You can support us on Patreon. The only good thing about this movie is the 10-minute featurette at the beginning of the film.
Yes. Okay.
Which we didn't talk about.
I should have talked about that. Yes.
Which is a 10-minute featurette of actual real-life advice from the trainer of the main dog, one of which of 3 dogs that play that dog,
dogs.
On set. And she goes through step by step how to train your dog, how to train it to do tricks, specific tricks, how to use treats to encourage them, how to buy certain things from stores. And it's just literally an instructional
Clicker
video
training.
about training your dog at home. And it's actually good advice.
It's fantastic advice. Like, she's telling you, like, okay, like, never force the dog to do
Yeah.
a thing. Like, don't, if you're telling them to sit, you don't, like, push their butt down or something.
Yeah.
You do it by a hand motion that makes them follow it where they would naturally want to sit, so that you never have to put any, like, any pressure on your dog at all. Like, it's really, really good, gentle advice. Like, it's not even like, oh, these are, like, shitty trainer tricks where it's like, you know, they're kind of being mean to the dog. She seems like she's genuinely very caring and loving to those dogs. That dog gets lots of treats and lots of pets.
Yeah.
And it's super cute.
It's
does a lot of
really
great
cute.
tricks.
And then they intercut it with the CG animated dog mouths saying things to warn you.
From the movie.
To warn you about things that will be coming up in the film, because the first thing that happens
Jump
is the featurette.
scares? There are jump scare cuts in the featurette of, like, they're sitting there and they're talking about, oh, well, see, this is the way that you get your dog to release. And then I do the clicker at that. And then Donald Faison dog goes, whoa, I'm going to release my asshole. And then they go back to the trainer dog, and you're going, what is happening?
I didn't tell you
What
this
is
movie
in
had
there?
talking dogs. I didn't want to...
No, you didn't. It was a horrible, like, glimpse into my future every time.
Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thanks for listening, everybody. Next episode, I'll find an even funnier video to prank my co-host with. You better stop on by if you want to see more funny pranks. Remember to hit that like button.
You're doing it to yourself.
And
You know you're doing it
subscribe.
to yourself, right?
And subscribe. And hit the bell.
I'm just going to lobotomize myself.
You do know.
Yeah.
I love you. Anyway.
You know, this movie did do something really impressive
Eyes on the
here.
ball. Be the ball.
Yeah?
All right, Hub.
It made people more likable than Matthew Broderick.
That's not hard.
Or less likable than Matthew Broderick. I mean.
Okay,
Other way around, other way around,
okay,
other way
wait,
around.
okay,
Yeah.
that's important. You missed an important thing there.
Yep, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I misspoke.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, like, man, I hate the parents more than I hate Matthew Broderick, and that's...
You want a biscuit?
Where are you going? The dogs! The dogs! The dogs!